Good morning, team. Happy weekend. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday and Sunday thus far. So this is a weekend video. I'm emailing you this scan list as well. I want to go over 10, 15, 20 stocks of that list to kind of get a feel for, again, just refresh what I look for and see what's kind of working. I have it filtered by industry group first. So we're going to go through and then um, the best stocks within that later. So we got 147 total stocks that the list encompasses. So we'll go through this to kind of see what is hitting the market harder as far as the industry group rankings. So we start with the Nasdaq here. We had a great few days last week. After Monday, we had a nice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we kind of little mini vomit there, just to kind of get back to reality here. The 21 seems to be kind of crossing on top of the 50 right here on an uptick, and the 50 seems to be moving in a little upwards, flattening to upwards direction. So we might have a little turnaround. One promising thing is I do look at this lower highs. So there is a little mini little trend here that we are getting some lower highs. I don't like when we have like this straight up moves in the market, because if you have something like this where it kind of looks like this angle of steepness, that just kind of looks like a bear market rally. You want to have them where they're like this. You see, where you have a sustained uptrend, where you kind of the angle is more this way, so you have your little ebb and flows, but within an uptrend. If you have this kind of steepness thing, it's just a lot of like FOMO. I'm missing out. I gotta buy, and then boom, you get just pushed down. So be careful when you see like rallies that are like this steep like this, because you can get stuff like that. Again, we consolidated here. We kind of back in that level here, trying to fill this right here, and then we kind of fell back on Friday. It could be a Friday thing just because of the weekend, or it could be just that this was just a 1 week rally, and we're just continuing a downtrend. I don't know. I might not be. I might be leaning towards maybe not, because again, I'm seeing lower highs. Okay, I'm seeing a little trend here. See, everything is lower high. We're not seeing something like here, and then boom, you take the low out, and then you go up, and you take the low out again. So might want to see a retest. Maybe come down to this level right here, retest, and then we take off. Let me look at the S&P. S&P, same thing. We kind of see if we get this little psychological run number levels. Things happen here. So we got this little gap down here that we finally got filled. Maybe that's what we did. Let me see. We had this gap here. I would say just where my line is. Yeah, I would say this is a fill. So maybe that's what we did, guys. Because like right here, see this gap right here, it got filled, and then what happened next? Boom. So we rally all the way up, we fill this gap, and then we get back. But again, we're higher highs. Higher. Now this did get undertaken. So this little high here, you got taken again. So we reset. So there's the new low, and we have these highs. So this has to hold, ideally, the 50. If we hold the 50, that would be incredible. I still want the 21. See, the 21, the S&P is a little bit of lagger. The 21 is still not getting above the 50, as the Nasdaq's 21. It's kind of already above the 50. So you want to see the shorter term average, that's the trending one, get above here, and then just turn around, and then kind of get over these guys right here. So let me look at the cues where I have all my alerts and everything. And if you notice, we got this taken out, we got this one taken out, and we got this one taken out. But as soon as we took it out, we came back inside, and then we kind of fell into this little 350. That's why I was saying 315 is kind of like now the new number to beat, because this little consolidation needs to get beaten, because now we took it out. We tried this a few times. We finally took it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we came back inside, and now this 300 level. It's kind of now the one we want to look at as support. We need to hold 300, and we need to break above 315. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. So if you have little patterns you want to look at or whatever, 300 is the support, and 315 is the resistance. So we need to clear this. We might stay in this range for a while, and you know what? This will be awesome. If we stay in this range for a while, that'd be great, because then we have consolidation. We assimilate this strong move here. We let it digest, and then hopefully we gotta move higher. We try to do it here. We had this really huge move down. Then we have 1, 2, 3 strong days. We have 1, 2, 3 strong days. We had the one down day that stayed within, and we had a consolidation here. Right? We had a nice little consolidation right here. But in this particular case, the consolidation was just above the 21, but it's still below the 50, and then we just took it down. We didn't have any strength. This one is a little bit different, because this one is if we do consolidate in that 300 to 315 range, we're above the 50. So now we are in higher ground. We're doing this now in higher ground, which is a complete different feeling than back here. Where back here you have a sloping downward 50. What you were gonna get hit on this. Now we are above. I mean, we have the sloping 200, but we still have. I mean, this is like still 50 points away. I have no problem getting more 50 points away here and hitting the 200, and then consolidating sideways again. That would be a nice profitable move right here. But either way, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go sideways for a while. Let's chop around. Let's digest all this right here, and then let's get a strong leg higher. Because if we digest here, this will be a stronger move. If we just continue a couple days and then boom, take off, that won't be sustainable. That'll be probably this, a flash in the pan, and then we go down again. Because we need to consolidate. We need to go sideways for a while to let things digest and build some strength. Let all the sellers that kind of got squeezed in here get out. All the buyers are kind of like just shopping around, nobody's doing anything, and then we break out these levels and we take off. So just something to look to, add to your narrative as you look at the market and so forth. So let's just go through real quick. I don't want to make this video too long. Some of I have not looked at any of these. These are 147 stocks. Again, I have them ranked by industry group, and then sub-ranked as a secondary within the industry group ranking by the composite. So let's start. Nice deep down. This would have been a nice entry right here, right? Above the 50 right here, you take it. So I'm not seeing anything here. I want this to go sideways a little bit longer to build the cup. So not doing anything with that. Again, this came down to the 50. This is nice. Maybe if you feel this gap right here, and we get above 21, you got a little cheat entry right here, and then you add over here. I'm personally not going to do anything with this. End phase, not doing anything. That 217 seems to be, 220 seems to be an area that we need to clear. So let me put an alert here. Still 9 points away. That's perfectly fine. I'd rather buy it at 221 than buy it at 211. With any, with maybe like a stop out of 199. I don't want to do that. I'd rather buy it at 221 with a 219 stop. That's kind of how I would trade this. Okay, that's think about that real quick. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that because this is important. I just realized this is really important. You'd rather buy it at 9 points higher, 10 points higher, 12 points higher. You rather buy it at 221, 222, and then that means that if it cleared this at 222 when you're buying it, your risk is above the line is good, below the line is bad. So your risk is basically right here. So maybe even give it to 218. Let's say 218. So you buy it at 221 and your stop is 217, 218 around there below the line. Okay, so you risk 3 points. than buying it 9 points lower, thinking, oh, so I get it to 22, I'm gonna make 9 points. I'm gonna make nine more points. That's dumb thinking. Don't think that way. You don't know anything, or you're looking at technical. So if you buy a 211 right here, where's your stop? Where's your legitimate stop? Okay, obviously, I mean, for me, I would say a 21, right? Because this is a consolidation and a 200, round number. So let's say you get out 198. That's 15 points, guys. That's almost 15 points, 12 points, 13 points. So that's not what you want to do. You want to buy it when it's high, because then you have a defined level that it took out, and then if it doesn't work, that same defined level defines you when you get out. Right here, you're in no man's land. Okay, you're nowhere here. You're just chopping around. There's no defined area where this could still kind of go back and forth, and it's still working. It really hasn't technically taken you out. Where if it takes this out, and I'm a buyer, technically it takes me out if it goes below it. So above the line is good, below the line is bad. Just that simple. Just if you really keep it that simple, you're gonna make a lot of money. Again, this one right here, you see, I would have had this line here. I would have bought it. Let's say this breakout right here, I would have bought it. It would have stopped me out. Then you get back in, you would have bought it here, and then basically the next day it would have gotten me out. So yeah, I really wouldn't have made that much money here. If anything, break even. So this is something that didn't work. Why? Because the market sucks. The market is going like this, right? So the market's going like this. Breakouts don't work. So you want to wait for little uptrends, and then you buy here, and then the second the next level gets taken out, you get out. So this right here would have been a nice little entry, but it would have stopped you out. But where would it have stopped you out? It would have stopped you out at a break even, or I actually probably wouldn't even have a little loss here at all, because this little move right here would have gotten you into a nice little profit. So this setups, when they don't work, you don't lose money, or it's very minimal. You don't get blown up. It just you take a shot. If it doesn't work, you stop out for a very small loss. In this scenario, you would have taken it here. You went from 60 to almost 69. You would have had an 8-point move. Let's say you would have gotten stopped out here, 5-point move. You made 5 points, and really didn't work. It didn't work, and you made 5 points. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Maybe something here is kind of consolidating, but if you notice, it's a little low. These are lower highs. I wouldn't touch this. Not interested. It's going sideways. Let it kind of build this a little bit more. Get a little higher up, and then maybe make a run of 350, 400. And again, why? Because it's solar. Okay, solar. We're looking at JKF, which is an ETF. It's a Chinese solar stock. It's going sideways for a long time, and then this didn't work. So that didn't work. This right here is kind of going sideways for a little bit, kind of chopping around. So it tells me, yeah, it's a second industry group. I don't know why this is. Let me move this. It's a second ranked industry group, but look at it technically. It's really not doing anything. So I'm passing. DJs. Let's hit a strong move here, right? This little breakout, it worked. Seems like 71 is kind of the next level. So let me send an alert here. Kind of just take a look at it, and then ideally you want to have this consolidate for a little bit, right? And then break out, and the 21 catch up. Maybe have an entry here near 21, and then have this be your stop out. Go has been going, and then it kind of just the market. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at go. So I'm gonna come back to this, but I want to show you something. Another reason why, again, the volume was kind of pretty good in the beginning, but it kind of flattened out. It's still below the 50. You're not seeing like big bars right here. When you had this rally, so you had big bars kind of going above it. This rally right here, if you look at, like, for example, like Nvidia had a great move, right? From, let's say, 150 to almost 180 up here. It had a 30-point move. AMD, nice strong move. That's a mage. Nice strong move. But look at the trend, guys. So the move we had in the market was basically all these garbage, stocks that are kind of been just falling. They're just coming off the bottom a little bit. But it's not like we have this. It's not like we're having this, right? It's not like we're having a strong stock that's kind of consolidating and then it has a breakout from like 280 to 318. No, we have a stock that's going from 200 to 230. Yeah, it's still 30 points. You can make good money here, but it's from doing this, not from a trending market. So it's not sustainable. Again, you can make quick money here. I'm not disagreeing with that, but it's not sustainable. So you're gonna get chopped around. There's no way we could time where the bottom is and where the top is. It's just impossible. There's no way. So when you have this, when you have a market that's kind of trending higher, right? And then you have the consolidation and you get in right here. If you notice, you don't get chopped around because it's a trending market. So you buy here 231, and you realistically, you don't get taken out at 21. Is still here. You don't get taken out until I say here. So you get taken out at 290. So you went from 230 to 290. That's a 60-point move. Okay, let's say you get out, somewhere at 350 right here. You don't get greedy, and you kind of, get out when it's up here. So that's sustainable. See, it's sustainable. This right here, when you start turning down, it's not sustainable. You have this little flash in the pants, and then boom, little consolidation, and boom, little flash in the pants, and most likely, boom. You don't know that. I have no idea. But again, you look for when the market is doing this, because then the rallies are sustainable, and you can make a nice, sustainable move. Where something like this, you're coming off the bottom, square. It just, geez, you can't even see like this little move right here. Maybe it's like 10 points or something like that. You think, wow, it went up 10 points. Yeah, but come on. It went up 10 points from 45, 60 to 70 or something like that. It's not doing anything. These things are coming off the bottom. Mara almost doubled itself because of that was just because of a rumor of a takeover or something being bought or something. It went from like 9 to like 12 or 8 to 12, something like that. Let me see. We're looking at AMD. Same thing, AMD. Instead of low shelf here. Let's say you were taking a 75, you went to 83. Yeah, 10, 15 point move. That's awesome. That's great. But you're below the 50. You're just barely getting over the 21. You're in a major downtrend overall. Again, don't get me wrong. Great rally. If you bought this, you made some good money. But it's so hard to time these bottoms and these tops that you're gonna get chopped around. I'd rather do this. I'd rather buy it at 115 and get out somewhere around here, 160, 150 range. Okay, this is sustainable. This is stress free. This you go to sleep at night and you're making money the next day and the next day and the next day, and you get chopped around a little bit here, but you never get stopped out because it's not volatile. Here you're gonna get, you have a nice little rally, then boom, you get right here, boom, you get chopped out. You get a nice little rally here, boom, you get chopped out. This little rally here, boom, you get chopped out. We shall see. I don't know. Maybe we hit 100. I doubt it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, stick with market first. If the market is trending and we're higher and we're going higher, then everything's going to work out as far as setups and things that are kind of falling into place. Right now, there aren't a lot of setups. If you notice, I've gone through like maybe 10, 12 stocks and like there's nothing going on. It's like, yeah, they're going sideways and they're not really building any basis yet. We need the basis to build, and we need things to consolidate to go higher. This is the downtrending market. We are in a rally within a downtrending market. When is the downtrending market going to stop? I would probably say when we get way up here. When we come up, let me let me clean this up a little more so we can look at it cleaner. First we gotta take this high, okay? These guys right here gotta be taken out. So now we have a nice little base that we're kind of trending higher. Again, this will still be a downtrending market, right? This is still a downtrending market. So when do we get out of there? When we get out above the 200. See how it kind of works out that way when the 200 is kind of in the same, when we get up above the 200. So I would say these levels right here, it's kind of like we get back to a semi break-even scenario where we have this long base right here. So anywhere in the 14,700 range, it's kind of where, again, we're 11.8. Okay, that's 3,000 points away. So just keep it real. We're 3,000 points away from really getting ourselves out of a downtrending market. So we are in a downtrending market. In a downtrending market, breakouts don't necessarily sustain themselves. They don't work. So we need to get out of this. So see, these things work. These things work. These things work. There's nothing up here. It didn't work. So what happens here is back in November. So if you take this signal right here and you're waiting for the next leg up, you're technically out of the market and you avoid all this drama. Okay? So let's go back to go. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little trend line here because if this gets back to the 21, maybe go sideways for a little bit, and then we could take off again like we did here. See? And then, like we did here. Take off. So this could work. See this right here? How it kind of took it back in the beginning of July, and then it kind of went sideways for a while, and then it went underneath again. So I'm just kind of letting it do its thing right here. I'm not gonna worry about this right now. Same thing. This one kind of almost did this same thing right here, where it kind of a little flat base here, and it's slowly trending higher. So this could be a good one here. But again, it's already extended a little bit. So I'd rather get something like this. Right now, just again, this could be the beginning of this, but for me, it's just going sideways. VRTX, I tried to get into this. It was looking good back over here, and then it just kind of flop it, and then just didn't do anything. So I have this little trend line here. Let this kind of build this little sideways handle here, and then take off. Oh, see this one here? Wow. I totally missed this one. I mean, I had the alert. I never took it. That would have been the entry right here. Right? Look at my trend line. I have my trend line right here. The entry would have been right here. Let's say you want to be more conservative. You have an entry at 790, something like that. Let's say, I don't know, this is like 650. And you're at 950 as a 3-point move on a $10 stock. That's a huge move. Again, I would not buy it here. There's like too much like space between the 21 and where it's at right now. But you see what I mean about drawing trend lines, and even back here. Let's say you would had this little base here. Okay, you get in right here at 270. I mean 870. You're at 955. Still, you would have had a nice great move. But again, I did have this right here. And it alerted me. And just the market didn't allow me to get myself in, have enough conviction to get in it. But you see how trend lines work. Look at this. This thing did it again. You know what? This thing does that. So the next time this does this, you know what? You better believe I'm gonna take it. Okay, Harmony. See, little chopping around, kind of took it right here and say you would have taken it at 55, something like that. You made a nice 2-point move, and then you gave it all back if you didn't get stopped out. So again, it's just choppy action. Nice little base here, maybe a little handle. Again, I've gone through all these right here, and I have nothing. I have no setups. I have maybe like one trend line that I drew just to see and go. That's it. Like there's nothing. I don't see anything working right now. Again, this just vomited back to the 50. From like 245 to last 20 points in a couple weeks. Just too choppy. You notice that the theme here, medical. And what did I take? See, this is again. This would have been a nice entry right here, or even a little low cheat entry right here. That would have been it. But again, what have I told you guys in the last videos? XBI. Trading XBI because XBI is the ETF for bio. So all these biotechs that are kind of like we're seeing here that have potential setups. XBI kind of gives you that. And again, I kind of like this a little bit. It's kind of going sideways from again from coming up from a downward. Let's say you were taking here at 275 or so. You're still up, but you see how it kind of goes up a little bit, goes sideways, goes up a little bit, goes sideways. So maybe there's an entry here. I have this trend line right here. So if it breaks above this, I know I have the 200 coming up here. But again, I might take a little 10-point move here from 80 to 90. Not 80, but this will probably be like 83, 84. This little consolidation because it's an 80 here. So if it breaks this little shelf, I might be a buyer just because it's an ETF. So it encompasses all these other, bio stocks that are that are might that look like they're kind of kind of want to work. But again, you have this little big drop single stock risk here. Um, this one maybe this can go sideways for a little bit again, and then break up here. But again, I wouldn't do anything with this right here. Let's keep going. There's nothing here. Sideways action. Um, Here looks pretty good. I had this little trend line here because I like when it pulls back to a major moving average like the 5021. It kind of regroups itself. So this can go sideways here for a little bit. So I have my trend line here. So maybe about 50, 51. We might get a little pop here. Amgen kind of going sideways for a couple weeks here now. So again, not again medical bio XPI. This little pullback to kind of prior breakout resistance. So this is holding pretty good. I like it. I like it here, but you can either do a cheat. Let me clean this up. You could do a cheat entry by doing this trend line here, and if you break the trend line, you have an early entry with a 21 as a stop. If you want to be more conservative, you put your trend line above this high here, and then your buyer above the line here, and then you keep the 21 as your stop. I personally wouldn't do anything with this right now. It's retail. I rather do like Dollar General or Go or something like that than this one right now. This is the low base. I like this to be a little higher. Form the base a little higher, not here. I wouldn't touch this. This is nice. Kind of did this thing already. Let it consolidate, maybe go sideways for a little bit. Again, I have this little trend line here because I like this stock. I was working back when energy was like number one. But again, it just let it go sideways. Sideways action. Not really doing anything here. See, I'm not really seeing anything. I'm not really seeing anything that I will be like extremely happy and extremely excited to like get into this right now. I don't want to make this video too long, but just kind of want to go through so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. See, it's just nothing going on here. I'm trying to go to top. I'll go to top 10 groups and that's it. So I won't make this video too long. No, there's nothing going on here. This is a nice little cup here, but again, it's a low base. I'd rather have the base here and then go sideways up here than have the base here and then sideways here. You have all this overhead resistance where here you want to clear this. Going sideways, maybe like here if you broke about 30. But again, oil and gas. I have my trend line way up here. I want this to be taken out. So I want this to come out all around, build some symmetry, little handle, and then take off. I wouldn't be a buyer down here. Plus it's below the 50 and 21. I want this to kind of come across. STNG. This little cup here. This little I had a trend line here. It kind of took it and it kind of it violated. It's technically below the line. So let's say you would have kind of stopped out. You might have lost 1% or even less than 0.5%. You can maybe be a buyer when I pull back to the 21, then I consolidate, and then I get back in again. I wouldn't do anything with this right now. LNG, it's a little low base here. This could be a little cheat entry right here. But again, oil and gas, I'm going to stay away from oil and gas. And that's it. I mean, I don't want to go through I might go through them. This is. I've made some good money on this one back here when I bought it. It's kind of still trending high. I'm not really doing anything wrong. So maybe I'll pull back to a 21. Let me go through this real quick, see if I see anything that's kind of like. Not really seeing anything. Not really seeing anything. This would have been the entry, obviously. It's holding a 21, so maybe a consolidation here, and then if it breaks above here, and then you add here. Lily's pretty good, holding a 21. Kind of like this. Let me put an alert here. Let's see. But it already took it, so I don't want to do anything with this one now. Learn, it's kind of going sideways. Nothing here. Nothing here. See, up here I have my trend line. I want this to kind of come all the way around, then consolidate. I don't want this to go straight up and then pick ahead I'm gonna buy it. No way, because it's just too steep. I want it to kind of come around, then consolidate, and then it goes higher. Mm. This right here is gonna get up to 50. I'm gonna take this off. I don't really care for this anymore. This is just, I mean, maybe if we kind of a little cheap entry right here, but nah, it's still oil and gas. All right, I'm gonna just do one more. I'm gonna go to AR. That's it. All right, this is not bad here. A little low cheat entry when last time we did this, hit a nice little run. But again, it's still oil and gas. I don't want to do anything here. STR. Again, it's low base, okay? Low base. You have all these guys up here for resistance. And then AR right here, same thing. Low base, the entry would have been somewhere right here in the 20s, even 40. You took it to 48, and then let it build its base, let it come back on this way, consolidate, then take off. Okay? Again, see this, it's building the low base here, so let it keep going, let it consolidate, and then it takes off. This little gap down kind of scares me. Still hasn't filled it. So here, see this gap down, you still have a little bit of here to get filled up above 700. So again, I only got a few more. Let me just go for, sorry guys. Let me just go to, nothing here. Let me go real quick here. Nothing here. Yeah. Maybe way up here, but just chop you around. This one kind of already did its thing, but look at this move here. Big down, big up. It's just Alta. Maybe something right here to like the 430 range, maybe. Oxy, just low base. Low base. I want this 70s to be taken out. Not really seeing anything. Just everything's just too choppy downwards. This one, I have it, but if you notice, I've had it from like back here. It's never taking it out. The 50's holding, but I still want this to be taken out. Okay, and it will get it above the 21 as well. Did a cup, and then did a cup, and didn't do anything. So maybe something here will be an entry. It's got earnings in 3 days, so we don't want to touch this. Calm is good. Nice little long base here. And see how it's going sideways. You like this? So I'm saying you want this to kind of come up, go sideways for a little bit, and then take off. That's what I'm looking for. So there's my line. That's my trend line. Nothing there. This already did its thing. This would have been the entry right here. See, it's kind of going sideways. Did it come on going sideways and then take off? It already did it. So moving on. Downward, moving on. Nothing. I had a trend line in this one. Was it this one? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take this off because this is really nothing here. It's just, I don't care about that. Take over. Just, you don't want to be involved with something like that. Yeah, this is okay, but it kind of already did it, so. Yeah. Still up, like just interesting. Just trying to find things. I mean, the roll here. See this little downward trend, so this takes off. Little cup here, little handle. Hershey, just going sideways. I still have my trend line here, so whenever it does break above to 23, I'm a buyer. I don't want to be a buyer here. I don't want to buy at 215. I want to buy at 223. kind of getting bottom of the barrel here of the scan. If you notice the charts are getting worse and worse the lower you go. Industry group 58, 59, 60. Are we seeing anything that kind of like excites me? Let me go back to Costco. Or just because it's Costco, I have this major trend lines here. If you notice, wow, if you notice, I've had these trend lines for a long time, right? And it just kind of get into it, and then what did it do on Friday? It reversed right from that that trend line area, and it didn't trigger it. So now it's kind of going sideways for a little bit, and then if it triggers it, then I'm a buyer maybe to like up here, and then this is the add-on right here. So I have my alert set up for a while there. Look at this, wow. That would have sucked if it would have been this 17% down in a day. Great move. This would have been the entry. That's why you take profits on the way up, because if this, you would have definitely gotten stopped out here. I mean, below the previous day, you get stopped out. So you get stopped out at 28. You lose them. You save yourself from another 3 points of being down. But look at it. It pinned the 21. It just pinned it, and then that would have been a great entry, right? The entry is right here. If it breaks above the close on this guy right here at 20, maybe at 27, then you're a buyer again, because it kind of like it's telling that it's going up higher. Wow. See, commercial staffing. What is this here? Commercial staffing. You see a theme here? Commercial staffing took a beating on Friday. Look at this. It's kind of a little low base, but it's kind of, see how choppy it is? You're gonna get chopped around. This is no way. This is too dramatic here. Like, my God, look at all these bars. That would have been the entry right here. Celsius. I made some good money in Celsius in this, kind of pulling back a little bit. I would let it get back to a 21, and then kind of get above 80 again. Then you can consider it to like 100 play. Just kind of going sideways. Too choppy. Yeah, not really doing anything. CO, company takeover. It's dead stock. It's going sideways. It's choppy, not doing anything. Okay, that was a low base. Right here, this is way too low. You want this to get above 100, because you want this. These guys up here are dying to get out. See? You want this to come up here to 30, and you want to go sideways for a little bit, and then you're a buyer. Same thing here. See? You want this to go sideways for a little bit, then you're a buyer. And that's it. That's it. This is a way too volatile, too deep of a base. So 22 to 17, then back up again. I wouldn't touch this. So again, this is a nice consolidation over here. These guys right here, and then you would have been a buyer right here. This would have been had this trend line right here. This would have been a nice early cheat entry. Right now it's way too late. All right, so we went through 147 stocks, guys. I did not have my intentions to go. I said I was going to go through 10, then 20, then 30, then I went through the whole thing. I'm sorry if it's taking too long, but I wanted to kind of, just so you can see this really like maybe out of the 147, maybe there were 10, 11 that has some promise, and out of those 10, 11, maybe like 2 or 3 were like potentially like there, like okay, I will take some action. That's what you narrow it down. All you need is like 3 or 4 stocks to kind of make your week, make your month, and make your year. You don't need like 50 stocks. You need like a handful. Back to the indices here, just to kind of end it up on what we look at the 15-minute lower time range here. We had a nice move this week, okay? Nice move, but we broke it. So we violated the higher lows. we broke this. So now we have this little price area to kind of fill. And if you break 300, then all bets are off. And then we most likely come back in here to fill this gap. We have this gap, guys. We have this gap. This will get filled. This will get filled. We have this gap. Okay, if we break 300, I don't see why we don't hit 290. Before, then maybe we have, this is the last kind of like the last dance here. And then we kind of, we're in August, September. The Fed stops raising. And then we have a rally into the fourth quarter of the year. Okay, so stay vigilant. I just went through all the stocks. I really didn't see that much. I showed you what I saw, put my trend lines in, built my watch list, and just keep your stop losses in place. Read what I wrote in the email. It's a nice little motivational and instructional kind of like quotations and little things to kind of like keep in mind and maybe save and read once in a while to keep you guys on the right side. All right, be good. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys during the week, and I'll most likely do another video during the week to kind of see where we are with things. All right, be good.